Soundstripe.
Gonna get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphone.
Soundstripe.
Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through.
Welcome back to the XandO Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley. And we had a lot of things surrounding the sports world this week. Let's get right into it. I said we're going to start off. We had some wild card baseball. We had some basketball preseason. And that's starting back up, which is, very good for NBA fans. And, of course, we got the college football and the NFL. Let's start off with some NFL first. For the Cowboys fans, I hate to say it, but I told you so. I said early in the year, around the preseason, that Jaylon Smith could be traded. And he's out at the moment. Breaking news that he actually got picked up by the Packers, but he was actually cut from the Cowboys in the fourth week of the season. I remember saying it in the preseason. What made me actually think about that, I read an article and I also watched him play. When I saw them line up Michael Parsons at the Mike position a couple times, I was like, that kid can play. He can play any position. So I was like, I thought his time was bought by when Lawrence went down and they moved Michael Parsons to kind of like the defensive end / stand-up outside linebacker rusher. And I was like, okay, well, Jalen could play the Mike while, Lawrence is, still healing up from his foot injury. But, no, they released him in the fourth week of the season and they still owes him $7.2 million. The fact that they were willing to eat that and still cut him, it's kind of rough. And there's a theory behind that. So like I said, they blamed a lot of bad defense on Jaylon Smith. If you look at the story, Jaylon Smith was not supposed to play football again. He had a gruesome knee injury when at Notre Dame. They picked him up in the second round. However, one thing about Jaylon Smith was he had a contract that was extended early. And the only reason why it was extended, in my personal opinion, is because they were trying to persuade their quarterback, hey, we take care of our guys. So they signed him a year early, thinking that, I guess it would work for Dak Prescott. And Dak was like, nope. He signed a franchise tender and played on that 1 year deal. But as for Jaylon Smith, it was like, oh, he got 100 and some tackles in these past 2 seasons. But if you look at some of the film, a lot of those tackles are 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. 5 and 5 is 10. That's the first down. So, like I said, the way they play defense is not to his strength. They say he can't run anymore. I don't think it's that he can't run anymore. I just think that he's not a 4-4 linebacker like we think. I felt like with Jaylon Smith, you have to have a very, very good, stout nose guard in front of him to take up double teams and let him play the way he does. I don't think he's a 4-4 guy and there's he can't run anymore. I wouldn't say that, but if you got speed on the outside, just let him play inside of the box and a little bit of coverage if needed, and he'll been fine. But I do understand that they're trying to get faster on defense, and the fact that if they can get away with those younger guys, because they have a lot of depth at linebacker. Like Michael Parsons is playing outside linebacker / defensive end only because of injury. But once Lawrence comes back, and they got a rookie, and they got a Keanu Neal, which was a slow safety but a fast linebacker, so they're moving him down. So they're going to have a lot of moving pieces around. But one thing you can't replace is leadership. I don't think that Jalen was a bad leader, and I felt like, he was the captain of that defense. But with him being gone, will they still be able to keep up that 3-1 start? Well, I think 3-1, 2-2. It's one of those two. But will they be able to keep up the same type of defense? I'm curious because with Keanu Neal being at linebacker, he's fast, but will he be able to stop the run? So, like I said, we'll see. As for, like I said, he did get picked up by the Green Bay Packers. He didn't stay on the waiver long. Like I said, I still think he got some playing in him, but I just felt like they cut him because they were worrying about next year's salary cap, which he would have to be awarded $9.2 million. And they feel like he's out of his prime. He can't run anymore. So they're going to go ahead and take their losses now. Hopefully he does not get hurt because they still owe him that $9.2 million next year because it's a it's a switch in his contract that could happen. So, we'll see. Got a quote for you guys, though. If doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results, that is the equivalent of insanity. That was by Albert Einstein. And that is how I feel about my Philadelphia Eagles. First on the lineup, Barnett. Oh, my God. This guy is killing me. I remember he came out of Tennessee. They were talking about how great he was going to be. He got a good motor. I don't know something wrong with him upstairs, but he just can't get right. Like the same stuff every week. We have the offside penalties, like the personal fouls during crunch time. Like it's like he's new to football or something. Like he's been doing this for years. He's too long of a tenured player to be still making mistakes like this. You should be able to count on a veteran guy. And I laughed even though we were losing. I watched the head coach and he heard a penalty. He looked at the ref. He saw what number. He was like, it's always him. And the fact that if your coach is saying that is not good. And if we didn't have an injured team in that position, they would cut him. I don't see us picking up his 5th-year contract or even re-signing him back. I think he's going to be done. He may need a fresh start, but, we're going to ride the year out because we have a lot of injuries. And Brandon Graham is out, so we'll see. Next on the list, Jalen Hurts. Lord have mercy. There are certain things that Jalen Hurts can do well. But we need to scratch the idea of an RPO because I don't think up here he understands what's going on with it. I feel like he's a smart kid, but there's some basics to football that he's missing. So for the people that don't understand what an RPO is, it's a run pass option. So most of the time, if you're on defense, you're looking for keys. So if you're a middle linebacker, you're probably looking at the guards. If they're releasing downhill, it's a run play. If they stand up and show their chest or their numbers, it's a pass play. So that's what the RPO is trying to get them out of position so you can throw the ball or run it. So if they play it flat-footed and take that quick pass away, you hand it off to the running back. If that linebacker, whoever the read box player is, if they step up, you throw it behind them. That's how it's supposed to work. I've seen him do this a couple times, and it makes me so mad because it makes the offensive lineman look bad, but it's his fault. You cannot do an RPO and scramble. You cannot do that. I watched him do it the other night, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. So when an RPO is happening, the offensive linemen hear a call, and they react. So if I'm the quarterback, I would say, blue ace. And that is, in their mind, that is a running play. The thing is, if I put it into the running back's stomach and I pull it out, I have to throw it quick because the offensive linemen are not allowed more than 1.5 yards down the field doing a pass play. They can't do it. And so when you pull the ball down and look, pat it and scramble, they're way down the field because they think it's still a run play. And so when he throws the ball, it is a legal man downfield. If I'm not mistaken, it happened twice against Atlanta. It happened twice in the second game, and it just happened this past game. And I want to say it happened in the 49ers game too. And I'm just like, we need to scratch this play call. He can't do it because I know his athletic ability is telling him, hey, I got to get out of here. I feel the pressure, but it's not all his fault though. He ain't understanding what he's doing, but it's not all his fault. The reason why defenders are not biting on the RPO is because we ain't running the ball effectively. You cannot throw the ball 20 times and expect somebody, to stack the box. So we should be running the ball more effectively, and we don't. So they're just going to sit back on all the slants or whatever the quick plays are, and he's supposed to hand it off, but he's not. He's not understanding the read. They're not running effectively. Offensive linemen get flagged once a week. I saw this past week, it was an RPO. He scrambles, runs around, and throws the ball away. The thing is, the offensive lineman is like 8 yards down the field. And the thing is, all he has to do is eat it or try to get upfield or just take the sack. He doesn't, and then we get a 10-yard penalty. And I'm just like, oh, God. So, like I said, we just need to scratch that idea. I think he's a smart kid. He does not – that ain't working for him. So, I feel like we need to scratch that idea, run the ball a little better, And I feel like, he could be a little better because he's not playing bad. We just ain't winning. But like I said, hopefully the head coach or the offensive coordinator takes a look at this video and understand that, hey, we need to get rid of that. But since we're talking about quarterbacks, Tom Brady passed Drew Brees this past week for the all-time passing leader. No, I do not like Tom Brady, but I respect his game. I gotta respect the guy. Hey, man, he said if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win. So, hey, Tom, shout out to you because, you got 80,000 passing yards. And he's only one of 4 players that actually has beaten all 32 teams. If you played on one team your whole career, you did not beat all 32 teams. So everybody that is on that short list, they had to go to another team at least once. So another quarterback that I want to give a shout out to is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is playing an awesome game right now. I mean, he's running the ball. When they give him an inch, you can't tackle him in a phone booth. The guy is nimble. He's quick. He's very accurate. And he has resurrected A.J. Green. Like I said, A.J. Green has never been a bad receiver, but I feel like in Cincinnati they were not giving enough help. Now he has Hopkins on the other side, so he's going to demand a lot of one-on-one attention. He could have a big year. So, shout out to Kyler Murray. I feel like right now, if it was MVP voting, I would have 1, Kyler Murray, 2, Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert got the win the other night. I was rooting for him. I have not been excited about a Chargers playing since Phillip Rivers in his prime. And we know how it went when he got out of his prime. It was not pretty. So, Justin Herbert, I'm glad you got that win because I've never seen a home team get booed in their own stadium. So, but this is my personal opinion. I feel like those two guys are having a strong case this year. We'll see. As for other sports, NBA preseason is on right now, and I'm not watching them because I don't think they play harder than the preseason. And 2 is really, to me, it's more about the rookies than anything else, which, that's why I watch the Summer League. So, like I said, NBA preseason is going. I think late October, we will actually have the first NBA game, which I'm looking forward to. My Lakers are reloaded and restacked. Hopefully we can get it going this year. If not, I don't even want to think about it. As for MLB, my Phillies, we did not make the playoffs after going 6-0 starting the season. We found a way to blow it once again. I don't know. We're going to need more than Bryce on the bats. We got to play some defense. And I want to say a lot of times during the year, we would have a lead. And our backup pitchers will blow it. Well, they call it the bullpen, but they will blow it. So we're going to have to work on the bullpen and get some more bat swinging next year. But hopefully better luck next year. And my playoff pick for MLB, I will wait until the wild card is over. I'll make sure I make a video about that. But in due time, we will see. And as for time, this is mine. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.
Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and bombing nose. Anything is possible. Hey, I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles. Cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and bombing nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just to chase the Henny. Used to be a penny.